This is Lecture 14, How to Deal with Trolls. It's part of Section 3 of the course Social Media for Visual Artists.
Hi, today we'll tackle trolls.
The first time I heard the word trolls within an internet context, I had no idea what it referred to. Trolls are people who like causing havoc by making other people upset, and they usually operate online. Trolling has recently drawn a lot of attention from the news media, and as a result, more people know of its existence. But if you don't know what trolling is, you may have skipped all the media items that covered the topic. Trolls are everywhere now, even on Pictify I discovered the other day, so I have to make sure that you are aware of the phenomenon. According to Dr. Emma Short, who researches cyberbullying and cyberstalking, there is a very simple division of trolls. 1. People who troll to disrupt, and we'll mainly talk about those in this lecture. 2. People who persistently target individuals, and they can be really threatening and sinister. There is a growing storm of protest from the public against evil trolling. There is also increasingly more legislation, and Twitter just announced a new policy. Trolling appears to have originated within an anonymous movement. You can basically compare this to a bunch of people who hang out after school or work to do stuff, except in this case, they mostly hang out online and they're anonymous. Trolls go after people so that they can laugh out loud at the expense of the people they go after. Trolls go for what is known as lulz, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's part of the name of the group within Anonymous that mostly occupied, they may have stopped, itself with trolling. Some of what I'm about to tell you may sound a bit upsetting, but it's only intended as background information. Basically, an encounter with a type 1 troll, the innocent type, goes a bit like this. Someone comments on what you do, you did, or wrote, and starts communicating with you. It can also be an instant verbal attack. Ignore it! If it starts out quite innocently and it looks like someone is seriously interested, then the conversation may suddenly turn strange or offensive, and you increasingly start feeling uncomfortable, and you wonder what the hell's going on, and then you may be dealing with a troll. Again, ignore it! The recipe I'm giving you is don't feed the trolls. You feed them by communicating with them. They feed on your confusion and distress. If I'm making it sound ominous, that's because trolls can be very unpleasant. But trolling doesn't have to be horrible. It can also be as innocent as an April Fool's joke. The bottom line is that you determine what is acceptable or not, and as soon as you don't like what is happening, stop communicating! As I told you before, some of what I'm about to tell you may be a little bit upsetting, but it's just for background. It gives you an idea of what trolls are after and why it's best to ignore them. Trolls not only pester people online, but they're also known to do things like order 150 pizzas or send the SWAT team to someone's address. Some see trolling as dark humor, as just mischief. But there are trolls who go after the relatives of the recently deceased or of the relatives of missing persons. Personally, I don't consider that very funny. It highlights that trolls seem to derive pleasure from someone else's discomfort or pain. This is a photo I took near where I live. Web trolls were targeting a missing man's family. For the troll, trolling someone can be addictive. That's also why it's so important to cease communicating with them. As soon as you realize you're dealing with a troll, ignore it. Do not feed the troll. Ignore it. It being the troll. Even blocking a troll can be experienced as success by a troll, be seen as victory. And yes, the troll could start a new account and start pestering you again from that new account, but usually the troll will move on. Again, don't feed the troll, ignore the troll, do not share, retweet, repost the posts of a troll. So, do block the troll. And if need be, shut off your device and ignore social media that day. Stay away from social media for a few days if you feel that that is best, because trolls can intrude your thoughts and can affect your mood. But they get bored easily, and they often crave attention. So again, do not share, retweet, repost the communications of trolls. It is what they want attention. It's part of it anyway. Why is trolling so powerful? Why do trolls troll? Why does it make their targets feel so powerless? Or can it make them feel powerless? Many people are good at just ignoring them. Because trolls are anonymous. There's no one you can tell to stop. There's no one you can yell at. It could be anyone. It could be anyone you pass in the street every day. It could be someone many miles away. You simply don't know. And this too, I cannot say it often enough. As trolls aim to upset people, the best way to disarm them is to ignore them. Completely. That way you do not allow them to cause any upset and derive any joy from their needling. Applying a Zen mindset can help. You may consider it unlikely that you will ever be trolled. A common misunderstanding, particularly among those who spend little time online, is that you have to do something to attract the attention of trolls. That's not the case. Trolling is about the trolls. It is not about who they're trolling. And trolls come from all walks of life. Some trolls have turned out to be police officers. If you are targeted by a type 2 troll who makes persistent worrisome threats against you, your friends, or family, contact the police. Type 1 trolls only want to make you feel upset. They may also threaten you, but only often because they want to upset you, generally not because they want to carry out their threats. Trolls can also work on your internet service provider. That's another reason to have a separate device for social media. Check out lecture 15 to see what I mean by that. So how can you spot a troll? It's not always as easy as in this example. Here is an account with a weird name, 8FA, 2FB, etc. That's a giveaway. Often a troll follows many people and doesn't have many followers, and there is an egg, so to speak, instead of a real picture under the account. This is someone who is trolling this person here. As you can see, she's a daughter of immigrants and she gets a lot of, well, rants and raves, but also trolls comment on her, on what she says. But it can be hard to distinguish between someone who is just ranting and raving and giving honest opinions, even though you don't agree with them, and a genuine troll who just posts stuff to upset people with no other reason, for no other reason. Let's see. Here she says, yeah, it's the same one again. This is her timeline. This is what a troll account looks like. But trolls can come in many ways. And here she mentions what she calls egg accounts, which means in Twitter that there is no image, just an egg-shaped avatar. This one here too, RRIC, is just screaming and yelling, trying to upset people by the looks of it. I haven't clicked on that one to see what's behind it. This one drew my attention, and one might think that this is a troll account. But on the basis of the number of followers here, I would say that this is just someone who's being very strange and apparently attracting a lot of attention because of that. I can't quite make sense of this, to tell you the truth. But then again, there are people with a sense of humor that I definitely don't share. So there's a lot of stuff that people find funny and I don't. And possibly this is one of those cases. So let's search on Twitter for how to spot a troll. One says if they start their sentence with, "Oh, for Pete's sake." Not sure if that's true. There are so many tweets about how to spot a troll. Oh, hey, that one. Has been trolling me. I recognize an image. Oh my god. I've been trolled for many, many years by local elements. On eBay, Twitter, Facebook. That's a troll by the looks of it too, because it has an odd... not necessarily. If the name is odd of the account. UWLex29 might actually mean something. This one here drew my attention as well. But this one actually tries to draw trolls and keep them occupied. By the looks of it, Mocking the Mockers is a parody troll account. And this depicts a troll, somebody who seems normal, but isn't. Who seems normal in your timeline at first and turns into a troll. Turns out to be a troll. What more can I say? If something doesn't feel right, ignore it. This brings us to the end of Lecture 14, How to Deal with Trolls. Ignore them. Review: trolls are anonymous people who needle others online to derive pleasure from their target's discomfort. Ignoring trolls disarms them. So, recognizing a troll is key. If a communication turns uncomfortable and/or really odd, you may be dealing with a troll. Of course, it could also be a disgruntled person. Someone who's cranky. Yeah. So take a look at the person's account. Sometimes the person will clearly say that they are on social media to be unpleasant. What can also give a troll away is that they follow lots of people but have very few followers. There's usually something off, but then some people are a little bit off, or a little bit funny, or a little bit weird. That doesn't mean they're trolls. But you decide what's uncomfortable and what isn't. If somebody bothers you and it's not a client you need to talk with, block that person's account. Whether it's a real name or a fake name, doesn't matter. You decide what's fine and what isn't.
Thanks for watching.
And that's it with regard to your peace of mind online. This was Lecture 14, How to Deal with Trolls. In the next lecture, Lecture 15, we will talk about how you can very easily limit your digital security risks to do with social media.